Me and my brother Smith were born to young parents, Denise Smira and Austin Weston. We were fraternal twins. Daddy thought that it would be just one of us. It took him by a storm when he realized that there would be two. He didn't understand. How am I going to take care of twins? I'm a teenager myself. But mommy's family said you chose to lay down with her, so you need to be a man. Our dad was biracial, but he could pass for white. Not that that's important. He didn't understand responsibility because his mom will help him with everything. So, doing adult activities, obviously, you could have a kid if you don't use protection. And it's kind of too late now. He didn't want us. He wanted to walk away, but mommy begged him to stay. She said she couldn't do it alone. And Austin told her how he felt when his dad would do it to him. So why would you do it to your boys? They were proud to have us, but I just think it was their age and how immature they were. But I heard that they tried. They tried so hard. And the day that daddy was going to leave, mommy convinced him to stay. So he did. And he didn't want his sons to become a statistic. Even though he could have went to play ball, he gave that up to stay. Him and mommy became stronger. They became like best friends. They matured over time. They used to take us to the park. We used to do family activities. And my brother was my best friend. I mean, we were fraternal. Our love was eternal. We used to have so much fun. Our parents used to love doing these things to create memories with us. I remember Daddy had got a new job. And we had went to the park to do what we always do. Watch the sunset and watch the night sky. Smith was more naive, and I think that's what I liked about him. But I liked it because he would help the kid in me thrive. I was more observant and aware of energy. Where did it come from? I don't know. I remember always being with our grandparents. It kind of was like the Cosby Show if you ever seen that. But one night, Daddy took us to the park and something wasn't right. Smith was just happy, but I knew something wasn't right with Daddy. So I just sat there. It was the last time that he took us to the park before he dropped us off to his mom. We were happy kids, but I knew something within Daddy changed. But I let Smith enjoy his time. Our mother had passed away. We were only 5, and we permanently had to live with Mima. Smith didn't understand. We kept going back and forth from family members to family members. Smith had it hard. He would say that mommy would visit him in his dreams. Oftentimes he would space out. And I remember Daddy coming to get us, to take us to the park. But by that time, for me, it didn't feel the same. Because you left us. And I don't know if that's how Smith became more naive. Like he would go into his shell and pretend like the reality of the world just wasn't that. But again, he's my twin brother. So I hold the strength where he falls short. And he do the same for me. Dad wasn't a reliable man. He took us to the park and played with us. Played with us, played with our emotions. We're kids. We're still human. We weren't dumb. Smith would say, I just want to go with mommy. I miss mommy. By that point, me and my brother knew all we needed was each other. I learned at a young age the world was cold. When our Mima passed away, and we had no choice but to go stay with our father because our mother family could not provide for us. He had a family. He had a son named Austin Jr. What about our mother? How dare he pretend we didn't exist? I mean, you made us believe that we were everything. Lift us up just to drop us. He had a son with blue eyes and blonde hair. His wife had blue eyes and blonde hair. And then there was us. Like we were outcasts. Like we were invading their... Like we infiltrated their camp. Dad, you don't want to face the fact of you had two biracial sons as well, and you left us after the passing of our mother. You didn't want to remember her. You wanted to forget her like you forgot us. Well, she passed away, and it's like you left us to wither and pass away too. So you could create a whole new life. Shame on you. I'm embarrassed to share the same blood. Smith, on the other hand, he tried to embrace it, but things wouldn't be right. He would sit up at night and I would hear him talking to himself. And it's okay, right? Because everybody has that inner dialogue, I think. I don't know, but it was just weird. He would talk to himself, and then it sounded like he was comforting himself too. And he would say, Mommy. And one time I thought I heard something too. But I was halfway asleep, so I don't believe I did. But he kept telling me, Mommy visits us. Mommy is here. I just want to go with Mommy. And one night, I heard something, but I refused to look. Because I knew my brother suffered from mental illness. And sometimes he would create these outlandish stories. I would be scared sometimes. But like I said, that's my brother. And nobody's going to make me look at him any different. But he would tell me, Mommy wants me to go. The truth was, I used to hear it too. But I didn't believe that it was Mom. It sounded like something more sinister. But I miss Mommy. But I rarely would ever let Smith know. Because I didn't want to be perceived as mentally ill because I wasn't. I knew mommy was gone. I knew that Smith had a hard time letting go. And sometimes we would sink in the things that we do. Like, I would just start spinning. And it would be when mommy allegedly was there. And dad would get freaked out by us too. So I learned to control my behavior. I didn't want to go to the place that he took Smith, which was, you know how that story goes. We grew up loving our dad. I moved on. Smith ran away. And we knew that he was battling mental illness. Me and Austin were close. Smith didn't care too much for him. And I would think about my brother. That was my best friend. We went through everything together. But I wanted a normal life. I didn't want to dwell. I didn't want to have the stamp on me that I couldn't accept life. People already thought that we were trouble. And then because our mom passed away, that was something to feel pity for us. People felt pity for us and would utilize that against us and always try to play with our emotions. But I knew the spirit that my mother left behind, it couldn't have been her, because on earth my mother was so angelic. Who would this woman be that tried to possess my brother? My brother ran away. Mommy would never do anything to separate us. And I remember Austin. Yes, Austin Jr. sometimes will remind me of the way Smith will act. But Austin still had his mother, so there was no reason. Sometimes I will reminisce on what happened to my brother. I don't even know. I just remember one day he said, I want to be with mommy. And I'm going to find a way. He would always reminisce about the past. And I guess that's why it was hard for him to move into the future. He felt let down. And I think what my issue was, I think I felt the pain, but I never admitted it, and I will swallow it. And when Smith needed help, I should have been there for him. Whatever entity that possessed my brother wasn't our mom. And I know that because mommy would have never separated us the way that this had occurred. Some say that my brother, unalived himself. And some said that it was best to just let him be free. He would come back and get help if he wanted from us. If he loved me, he'll return, right? I don't know why he would think that mommy would want him to separate from me. The voices in his head would tell him, come with me, baby. Come with me. I'll never forsake you. And I knew it started when we were younger. I should have said something. I should have protected my brother. But I didn't. I was too afraid. And being a kid, I should have known that him staying up in the middle of the night talking to a chair wasn't normal. But I lied. I saw mommy too. I saw her sitting in that chair too. I just wanted a normal life. I just wanted what other kids had. But it would never be the same because mommy was no longer there. And I can't lie, when I saw daddy's new family, it did break me. It did hurt me. But I learned to swallow it because I'm a man. And men don't cry. Smith, he showed emotion, but I don't know what got the best of him. He became erratic, isolated, was very smart, but something possessed him. And he wasn't himself. But I don't think he ever was. I'm not even myself. But like I said, I just want to be free. I'll miss my brother. I'll never be free. I hope one day you come back to me, even if it's in a dream.
But I can't stop, I can't turn back.